Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, July 4, 2022. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, is reporting that the economy grew by 8.2% for fiscal year 2021-22 compared to the previous year. This was aided by a 6.4% growth for the January to March 2022 quarter when compared to the same period last year. In a statement, Statin indicated that the outturn for March was driven by 8.9% and 0.4% growth in the services and goods-producing industries, respectively. The institute advised that economic activity was positively impacted by the easing of COVID-19 containment measures, including withdrawal of the Disaster Risk Management Order during the period. According to Statin, all services industry subsectors grew, led by hotels and restaurants, which recorded a 107.1% outturn. Jamaica and South Africa have signed a joint communique to strengthen their relationship and collaboration to support nation building. The signing took place during recent political consultations with Jamaica and South Africa at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in Kingston. Representing both countries were Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Ambassador Sheila Sealy-Monteith, and South African Ambassador Maud Domo. Discussions were centered on cooperation in areas such as tourism, science, technology, the creative industries, and sport. Jamaica has long held a strong relationship with South Africa since supporting the country in the fight against apartheid. September this year will mark 28 years of official diplomatic relations between the countries since 1994. The Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, and Victoria Mutual Investments Limited have partnered to invest $15 million in a new facility that will provide additional funding for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. Both entities recently signed an agreement to establish the Jamaica Actus Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise Fund 1, which will target equity support for the enterprises. International management advisory and consulting firms Actus Partners, which is headquartered in the United Kingdom, was selected to establish the SME fund. The focus of the support will be on businesses operating in areas such as technology, climate and renewable energy, agriculture and food security, and tourism. General Manager for the DBJ's Project Management Office, Hugh Grant, said the aim is to provide local MSMEs with additional access to finance through the provision of innovative financial instruments.
A key component of the A2F project was to support the establishment of an SME fund, which would provide private equity and other instruments to support SMEs in Jamaica.
Both partners from VM and Actus have acknowledged the venture as an important milestone and huge undertaking.
What we're laying is a foundation for future growth.
We would like to focus on high growth potential SMEs, which Jamaica is not short of at all. And we would like to address the financing gap when it comes to equity in Jamaica, but also in the Caribbean region as well.
Jamaica now has a legal framework in place for the monitoring and enforcement of the levels of lead in paint. This will take effect on January 1, 2023, following the country's adoption last month of the International Standard for Lead Limit in Paint and Other Surface Coating. Jamaica's move towards enforcing the JIS 358-2022 standards is welcomed by the Caribbean Poison Information Network, CARPIN. Poison Information Coordinator at CARPIN, Sharika Whitelock Balancing, says Jamaica is among 79 countries who have taken this position.
Jamaica will now have a mandatory standard to protect our population from any exposure from leaded paint.
Mrs. Whitelock Balancing said though a 2018 study shows that paints in Jamaica had no lead in them, exposure from other sources have been a re-emerging health issue in Jamaica. She said the adoption of the standard is a pivotal step in ensuring the right to health and well-being by limiting exposure. And finally, Jamaica is calling on governments of the world to act decisively in stemming threats to oceans around the globe. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Samuda, made the call on Wednesday as he co-chaired an interactive session on minimizing and addressing ocean acidification, deoxygenation, and ocean warming. Minister Samuda reasoned that political will was necessary to implement solutions which will turn the tide on issues affecting the world's oceans. He also reiterated Jamaica's commitment to the Paris Agreement, which calls for a reduction in greenhouse gases.
For every year, month, or day that we delay, the required actions will intensify. Jamaica reaffirms that we all bear the responsibility to ensure that we meet the 1.5 degrees Celsius target to stay alive, and call on our partners, especially those who emit more, to work assiduously to that end.
Minister Samuda was representing Jamaica at the June 27 to July 1 United Nations Ocean Conference in Lisbon, Portugal. The conference was held under the theme, Save Our Ocean, Protect Our Future. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.